Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for week one of the book club for the 90-Day Soulmate Plan. And let me just go get the book. It's actually right by the bedside in the guest room. My mom's supposedly reading it. I'm so excited to see you today. My baby just turned 3 months old, so she's the third of 3 daughters, and she's 3 months old, and she's so adorable, so I'm just celebrating this love that's in my life. Right now, my parents are staying with us. I live next door to my mother-in-law, so I have so much support, and, just this morning, my mother-in-law was crying because she was so thankful to have this opportunity to serve in this way of taking care of the baby, and she does such a great job with it, and, I'm just so proud of myself that I've created this life that feels so fulfilling, and creates this love, for our whole family and people who come and find a haven in our home. That's something that Christian and I have created together. So, this is the soulmate path. The soulmate path is getting into alignment with your loving self through self love, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and creating a life that feels fulfilling to you, right? And attracting a partner from that place. It doesn't have to be hard, it's just about getting into alignment with what it is that you truly desire to create. Okay. And as I said in this book, it can take just 90 days to get into alignment. So I'd love to hear from you. Where are you? Where are you located, if you don't mind sharing? Okay. So, I'm going to start off with a little bit of a guided meditation just to ground us. I really do love mindfulness and meditation. It's such an important aspect of love, of creating love. Oh my God, Judith says she's from Berlin, Germany. Hi. Um, I actually learned German when I was in college, and now I'm just totally blanking out in this moment. Wie geht's? And I know I can say a lot more, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. So it's gonna be about 10 minutes long. So I invite you to close all your apps, close your email, turn off your phone, and just bring all your attention here. Today's book club session is just gonna be for an hour. So yeah, this is a sacred time for you and your love life. Okay. So I'm gonna ring the bell 3 times, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Breathing in, I notice my in breath. Breathing out, I notice my out breath. In, out. Breathing in, I notice the sensations of the breath entering my nose, filling up my body. Breathing out, I notice the sensations of the breath leaving my body. In, out. Breathing in, I notice the thoughts circulating in my mind. Breathing out, I just observe them floating by like clouds, bringing my attention back to my breath. In, out. Breathing in, I bring my attention to the top of my head and I give gratitude and appreciation to my skull, my head, the top of my head. Breathing out, I send appreciation. In, observing and gratitude. Out, appreciation. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my eyes, observing the sensations. Breathing out, I give thanks and appreciation to my eyes for helping me see. In, observing. Out, appreciation to my eyes. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my nose, mouth, observing the sensations. Breathing out, I send gratitude to my nose and mouth for helping me smell and eat, taste, and speak. In, out. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my ears, sending gratitude to my ears for helping me hear. Breathing out, I send my appreciation to my ears. In, out. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my throat, observing sensations. Breathing out, I give appreciation and gratitude to my throat for helping me swallow, speak. In, out. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my spine and my back, my arms and hands, observing sensations. Breathing out, I send my gratitude and appreciation for these parts of my body. In, out. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my heart, my chest, my lungs, my rib cage. Breathing out, I send gratitude to these parts of my body. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my stomach, my gut, reproductive organs, kidneys, and other sacred organs in the bottom of my body. Breathing out, I send gratitude and appreciation for these organs in my body. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my legs and feet, observing the sensations. Breathing out, I send gratitude and appreciation to my legs and feet for helping me walk, sit, dance, play, everything to help me move in this world. In, out. Breathing in, I bring my attention to my full body, observing the sensations, holding space for them. Breathing out, I send love and gratitude and appreciation for my body, my soul. In, out. May I be happy. May I be peace. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering. May my loved ones be happy. May they be peace. May they be healthy. May they be free from suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peace. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. May I align with my highest self and create the conditions to attract a healthy, loving life partnership and other opportunities into my life. May I be guided into living into my full self-expression. Thank you. Thank you. And you can slowly open your eyes. And I'd love to hear from you. How was that? This is a powerful self love meditation that you can do even on your own. Just when you're lying down before going to bed, bring attention and awareness to every part of your body and send gratitude. And you'll notice that you'll start reversing your aging. I mean, that's the power of our thought, that's the power of intention. Okay. Yeah, it's very relaxing. Thank you, Judith. So that's a really powerful meditation. If you're going through health issues, if you're going through anxiety or anything, just do this practice and it'll ground you. It'll make you reconnect with each part of our body. Okay, so I'm going to start reading parts of the book and also answering any questions. So if you have any questions as I'm sharing, please go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to start with is step one, be a love magnet. So as I've mentioned, this is a 5-step program. And the first step is around discovering your loving self through self-love. So without a self-love foundation, it's really hard to attract and keep a healthy, lasting relationship. Okay. One of the primary lessons we're here to learn on this planet is how to love ourselves. It sounds like a somewhat straightforward task. Go get your nails done, ask for a raise, follow your dreams. Yet, in my experience, self love is a sort of spiritual discipline. It comes from a deep place of yearning to know thyself, to heal our old wounds, and to live our greatest potential. It's an understanding that we're each magnificent, worthy of love, and have a right to lead an extraordinary life that tickles our heart. I know it seems contradictory to how many people live, follow a path of success, make our parents proud, and secure a relationship that turns into marriage. Have 2 kids and live in a gorgeous house with a white picket fence, growing your own savings account while climbing the corporate ladder at work. While this formula may work for some, it doesn't work for many, especially for heart open women who want more and are drawn to living a life that feels aligned to their soul, which feels unclear from the beginning. So I will say that was me. Throughout my 20s and early 30s, that's what I thought I wanted, but I had no idea that anything else could be possible. I wanted to make my parents happy. I just wanted to find a partner to settle down with, and I figured everything else would work out. But I knew that I was meant for something more connecting, extraordinary, something that's evolutionary, even like allows me and my partner to evolve together. So, here's the good news. When you begin to foster a healthy relationship with yourself, everything else, your love life, career, home, children, follows naturally. Self love is the way to building that primary relationship. I've seen this over and over with all my coaching clients. The minute they start practicing self love, they become like a love magnet. I mean, even within the first month of us coaching together, they're already attracting, more abundance, praise from their employers, um, less toxicity in their relationships. It's just powerful. The benefits of self love are limitless. You begin to accept and love yourself, overcome your own self doubt, and feel a deep sense of worthiness. You set healthy boundaries, figure out what makes you happy and what doesn't, and learn how to speak your heart. You ask for what you want in a compassionate way. You cherish and are kind to yourself and act from a place of deep self awareness. You're curious about your mind, body, and spirit and see your body as a temple. Your negative self thinking vanishes and you feel free from all the guilt, shame, and regret. Your heart is open to healthy love and new possibilities. You feel emotionally resilient because you've created your own inner foundation. You begin to lean into the mystery of who you are. You're way more than this physical body. You are an infinite, multidimensional goddess with so many untapped potentials, talents, brimming with unconditional love. All of these may seem far away from you. You may be skeptical at first because common dating advice tells you to act and dress a certain way, learn the game of love, and behave mysteriously, and you will be a magnet for love. So, this was totally how I was. I just thought, okay, if I text the right things, if I dress a certain way, if I straighten my hair, like I was obsessed about having straight hair, if I was just flirty and a little edgy and smart and successful and attractive, I'd find the right guy, you know? Um, and so I struggled with a deep sense of unworthiness within, and I didn't even know it. Like I just was following a formula for finding love and success, right? I was just doing what everybody else was doing. And yes, for many, this works, right? But at some point in our lives, we all feel stuck. We all feel like we're not evolving in our lives, whether it's with our career, money, sex, relationships. Everyone has something that they struggle with at some point or another. And the way out is through something deeper, through self love, through something holistic. Okay. When you really truly love yourself, you don't need to act anymore. You're deeply connected with your feelings and needs, your femininity, and you trust what your soul desires. There's no wishy washiness. You intrinsically know that you are a woman of value and you aren't afraid of expressing yourself and asking for what you desire. You can be your most truthful, loving self, a refreshing way of being in today's manicured and sculpted world. I think this is so true, especially nowadays. I mean, so many people are just done with inauthentic relationships, celebrities, influencers. They want more authentic people. They want honest people that they listen to or talk to, right? When you're with people who energize you, then you know that they're good for you. If they drain you of energy, then you know that they're not. And so the way you start figuring that out is through self love, is through raising your vibration so that you become a magnet for better, more abundant opportunities, for higher quality men to be asking you out. I just had this note yesterday from a client who just started dating, and she already says that the men that she's attracting are such better quality than before, and she's actually having fun dating, right? And she's not coming from this urgent place of I just got to secure a relationship. She's actually slowing down and enjoying the process, which actually makes things go faster, which is so fascinating. Okay. So, when you do reach this place, you have the ability to attract anything you want through synchronicity. And that's how all of this works synchronicity. You become resonant with people and opportunities that align with your frequency. And yeah, remember how I talked about the tuning fork, returning to your original frequency? The circumstances begin to automatically align for you without the normal struggle that we're used to. And that's another key. You know that you're in alignment when you're not struggling. I mean, of course, you're going to face your challenges. Even if you get into the perfect relationship, you're going to face challenges, right? And that's where important tools come in, like emotional resilience, compassionate communication, holding space, like you need to learn certain tools to navigate difficult circumstances, but you listen to your heart. Is this partner right for me? Is this the most loving opportunity for me and for this person? If it is, then you will go through this challenge together. Okay. But it won't feel like a struggle. It's just going to feel like, okay, I'm in alignment. This is challenging. I need to bring out my tools and I need to navigate this with wisdom and following my intuition. So you begin to shine your own light, and soon enough, people are attracted to your radiance. Adoring men career opportunities, and financial abundance begins to flow to you, things that naturally belong to you because you have aligned your essence with our loving, benevolent universe that wants you to be happy and to experience heaven on earth. Now, I will say that some of this is about understanding that wealth and love shows up in many forms. It's not just this narrow definition of, okay, once I meet my soulmate, I'm going to be happy. Once I create a six-figure business, I know I'm successful. It's about letting go of those egoic expectations and understanding that wealth and unconditional love will flow to you in the right ways that it's meant to when you're in alignment. Okay. Um, you deserve as much as anybody in the universe. You yourself, as much as anybody in the universe, deserve your love and affection. And that's something that Buddha once said. So when you reach this place of self-love, you begin to see yourself as your own soulmate and as someone to love and cherish. On a spiritual level, the world is your mirror. The more love and approval you have within yourself, the more you will model it to those around you to give it to you. And energetically, you begin to attract that kind of love. On the flip side, if you have an abusive relationship with yourself, that's what you're going to attract. In fact, even if you attract the perfect man, the relationship will eventually get molded into the painful pattern and your partner might even leave, right? So, you know, self love is the way you pattern how you want your relationships to work out, how you want people to treat you, how you want your partner to treat you. It forms the foundation. And it also, the way you love yourself is how you're going to start loving other people. It just becomes an extension of your relationship with yourself. Okay. So, I'm going to lead us through a self assessment, which is on page 75, my happiness and well being. Okay. So, what I invite you to do, it's going to be kind of like an embodied kind of a meditation. I'm going to say out loud these criteria, your self assessment. Okay. And then you kind of, in this exercise, you're supposed to grade yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being I don't agree, and 10 meaning I agree very much. But for our purposes right now, um, I invite you to just close your eyes and tune in to the sensations that you feel in your body as I'm saying these out loud, because your sensations in your body are what are going to guide you in how this block is showing up in your life. Okay. And in this exercise, you're just going to hold space, loving space for whatever sensations arise. Okay. So, number 1, I feel happy, healthy, content, and have a peace of mind and have peace of mind. I feel a sense of love and appreciation for myself. So, keeping your eyes closed, just notice the sensations arising in your body, not judging the sensations, just noticing them. Number 2, I've surrounded myself with positive friends, mentors, family, and community. Notice the sensations. Try not to judge or evaluate. I follow beautiful and nurturing self-care habits. Number 4, I know my purpose and contribution to the world. Number 5, I am connected to my feelings. Number 6, I can express my feelings to people in the environment, in my environment. Number 7, I'm comfortable with both my femininity and my masculinity. Number 8, when it comes to my sexuality, I can express it openly and freely to my partner. Number 9, it's easy for me to communicate my desires. Number 10, I'm handling financial matters and decisions with ease and grace. Number 11, I love my physical body. So just open your eyes and, you can score yourself. I've provided worksheets in the emails that I've sent. And, this, just so you know, a lot of people who start with this process often have just threes and fours in for most of these out of 10, right? And that's the reality. Most of us are starting with an empty tank when it comes to love. And a lot of these parts of our lives aren't in alignment. And this is a good test for you just to see how aligned you are. And you don't have to be a 10. You don't have to be like, I'm not a 10 in all of these, right? But but they're my North star. They're, what I try to do, what I strive for. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go into mental well being, generating a loving mindset. Okay. One of the first places I start with when I coach women is the mind. It is the biggest block that women face when it comes to love. Everything is energy, including our thoughts, and whatever we think, we attract. Somehow, as women, we got the memo to perpetually beat ourselves up and have a somewhat diminished view of ourselves in small and big ways. It's so true. I mean, we have over 80,000 thoughts a day, and nearly 80% of those thoughts are self-critical. It's just how we're programmed. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's media, culture, what our parents say to us, etc. So just know that, you know, your thoughts create your reality. In this section, we'll be focusing on what it takes for you to have a solid, confident, unshakable mindset, one that isn't deterred by the outside world, one that knows that you are worthy of love and is your biggest champion. I think, therefore I am is a very true statement, and how you think affects everything in your body, your emotions, physiology, and ultimately the energy and the vibe you give off. I mean, that's what self confidence is. Now, it's not something that is made up. It's just about, releasing your toxic thinking and instead choosing positive narratives, positive thoughts for yourself, self loving thoughts. Okay. Um, how often do you think to yourself, ugh, I wish I weren't so fat, ugly, unlucky, or pick your adjective, or how could I have been so dumb enough to say that? I'm such a hopeless disaster. These thoughts are like our own evil stepmother. Okay. When I ask people to share their negative thoughts during coaching sessions, they can go on and on for over an hour talking about unflattering thoughts in every part of their lives, their career, relationships with their parents, love life, dating, body, looks, money, the list goes on. Thoughts are like energy packets that are released from our brain and they persist forever. Our ether is made up of billions of thoughts, starting all the way from the beginning. In the beginning, there was the word, right? Think of all the franticness of our society and all the sound waves from sources like people's conversations, thoughts, and media. When your mind is not strong or is prone to negative thinking, it can tune into thought and sound waves of similar frequencies, just like a radio or television transmitter. You begin to tune into those waves and they amplify or even feed your own negative thinking. Okay. So, yeah, it's really important to focus on the quality of your thoughts. And, in two paragraphs and on page 77, I talk about the physiological aspects, the chemicals that are released when you have negative thoughts versus positive thoughts, right? So, as you can imagine, in terms of relationships, negative thoughts have the ability to make a relationship crumble. Not only do you attract a relationship based on what you think of yourself, you can also cause damage to a relationship by being unconscious or fearful in your actions. For example, if you feel insecure with your partner and something is bothering you, you may waver between blowing up or walking on eggshells, which creates uneasiness in the relationship. If you're critical and judgmental of yourself, invariably you'll find yourself dragging others into your misery by judging and criticizing them. Men feel uncomfortable around women who are judgmental, which slowly erodes their sense of safety and freedom in the relationship. When I see that I'm judgmental of others, which used to happen often, I look within to see which parts of me I still judge and I feel shame about or criticize. I can tell where I am in terms of my self love based on how triggered I feel about others. I will say this has been like a huge lifelong journey of releasing my self judgment and becoming less critical of myself. And I've noticed that I'm becoming more accepting of others. And it's what men want. Men want to feel free and not judged by their partners. And instead, most women I know are very critical of themselves, their partners, their kids. It's something we need to end with our generation. Okay. So, how to begin to release your negative thinking? A wise man once said, emptying your mind of your thoughts is like draining the ocean with a teacup. So, it's true. It's like, it feels like an impossible task, but I'm going to be sharing some really amazing rituals and tools in this book. And I hope you've done them if you've had a chance to before we met up today. Okay. The first exercise is called letting go of self judgment. So I have these exercises in the worksheet that I sent by email. Okay. This exercise is really powerful. I recommend you spend a couple of hours doing it or, just writing down all your self critical thoughts that begin with, I'm so underqualified. I'm so fat, whatever. I'll never get a man. I'll never get a better job. I can't, I shouldn't, or I should have. I suck, like just write down all those thoughts and go through them, each thought, and think to yourself, okay, even if I think X, I love, accept, and forgive myself. So just do this ritual one time. And then after that, like whenever you have a self critical thought come up, just observe it and think to yourself, okay, even if I think I'm sucking at in this current book club session, I love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay. And you'll start to notice that, when you do this jujitsu with your critical thoughts, they start going away. You reach a point where you're just not really even having thoughts because most of our thoughts are self critical, right? I offer a 30-day mind detox plan on page 81. And I think this is really important, how to create a sacred, quiet space for your mind, especially in these 90 days. Give it to yourself, okay? You want to like reduce all unnecessary chatter, unnecessary triggers from people, unnecessary news, information that you don't need anymore. Just for 90 days, put it away. Okay. Um, I talk about practicing gratitude. That's part of the morning ritual. Shift your thoughts to gratitude. Like whenever you're starting to have a negative thought, you know, move it to gratitude. I find it a very powerful practice. When you wake up, journal 3 pages in a notebook. And this is an exercise called Morning Pages from The Artist's Way. I'm sure many of you have heard it. Very powerful way to just do a brain dump in the morning so that, you've already used up a lot of your thoughts and they're out of the way. It creates mental clarity. Number 4, spend time in meditation every day. In my free resources, I offer a 20-minute guided meditation that you can do. Meditation's really important, really powerful. I invite you to join a meditation community. And number 5, do yoga or Tai Chi or any other body movement that helps you, stretch and release old energetic blueprints, emotional blueprints, thoughts. Okay. I talk about on page 83 shifting to a language of love and abundance. So not only are our thoughts, um, moving our thoughts away from negative thoughts and thinking to more positive ones, loving ones. Also, the words we use are really powerful. Now I'm just very careful what I say. I pretty much have cut out negative speaking because it always comes back, right? Whatever we speak, we create. Words also have energetic uh, blueprints to them. Okay. So they're energy packets, rather. Each word we say is like an energy packet. So whatever we say out loud has creative power. So in the book, I share on page 84 two different like paradigms. The first paradigm is the world of survival, which is all about mediocrity and lack. And the second world is the world of possibility, which is about being extraordinary and feeling abundance. So just, take a scan through the chart and see like what type of conversations are you having, right? Most of us, when we're not conscious, we're in the world of survival. We're always thinking about surviving, struggling, fear, blame, feeling like a victim, right? Feeling alone. And whereas the world of possibility is about using words like miracle and partnership and gratitude and understanding, wonder, awe, acceptance, truth. So, see where you are and be honest with yourself and see if you can try to start using these words, at least in the way you think and maybe even the way you speak, and see how that starts shifting your life. Okay. And the last exercise in the mental well-being section is around reframing your life events and creating a new story for yourself. So this is really important too, right? So many of us are taught to be self-deprecating, like, oh, I'm too boring to find a guy. Like all the good guys are taken. I mean, I hear this all the time. Online dating sucks. Like whatever that narrative that you have around your love life or your work, or achieving your potential. Like, just notice those narratives that you have that are so limiting. And really, no one can cheer you on if, they can just join your pity party with your narrative, right? But what if you shifted your narrative? For instance, I haven't met my soulmate. Okay, you haven't met your partner. And so you can shift that to, I haven't met my soulmate yet, but I know he's on his way, right? Add that spin because, no matter what, there's either a half cup empty or a half cup full view on everything, right? Like you just going through a breakup. Of course, going through a breakup is really hard. But when one door closes, another opens. Your right partner can now enter your life because of your breakup. Okay. So just try to do this exercise and write down empowering narratives for yourself. You're going to see how that shifts how you view the world, how you approach the world, who you're being in the world. You're being in a state of possibility and love and wonder. Okay. So that's mental well being. I'm just going to take a pause and I wanted to see if anyone has any questions or thoughts on what I've shared. Anything that resonates for you. Yeah, just take a moment to just feel into that. Take a breath. Okay. And now we're going to go into spiritual well-being. So for week 1, I know that's a lot. It's a lot. We've covered mental well-being and spiritual well-being for week 1 of this 13-week journey, the 90-day journey. So if you find that it's a lot to do in 1 week, that's okay. Shift, some part of it to the following week and just use your own inner guidance, right? I know someone who did this book in like 4 days, and then I have coaching clients that do this book over 6 months, because they like to take their time. It's really up to you how you want to go through this process. Okay. Um, so I'm going to talk about spiritual well-being, claiming your connection with the divine. So we're doing 4 pillars of self-love: mental, spiritual, and then emotional and physical. Okay, so we're in the second pillar of spiritual well-being. Okay, this is one of my favorite. I mean, I didn't realize that I was connected to spirituality until after my last breakup, when I was engaged to my fiance and he broke up with me. And really, I realized that it was my spiritual blocks, along with my emotional and mental and physical blocks, that were keeping me stuck in a pattern, like a pattern of unworthiness, of attracting heartbreak. I was a magnet for heartbreak. And as it turned out, it was because I was spiritually blocked. And I hadn't really done the work to create my spiritual foundation. And, sometimes we think that just by being religious or having grown up with a certain faith or going to meditation regularly or something like that is about, like, that would, serve as spiritual well being. I find it more about, um, you know, learning about your own truth, about yourself, aligning with, uh, creating a relationship with God that feels good to you, that, you know, that supports your spirit, your soul calling. So, yeah, I share in the book about, 4 times that I had, or 3 times that I almost lost my life, and I was saved. And Pat, my psychic healer, was guiding me through that process, and she reminded me that I was actually loved. That I was saved, and going through that process and recognizing all the factors that have helped me live, grow up in this world, help me be protected in precarious situations. They were all because I was being supported by God, by my ancestors, my spirit guides, whatever you want to call this loving force that's behind us. Okay. As you're beginning your self love journey, the first place to start is your spiritual health. Spirituality is and always has been the basis for understanding love. After all, why would our soul long for love so much? And why do we wish to experience the feeling of divine union and unconditional love? When you're connected to the divine in whatever unique way that resonates for you, you open up to the universe's love and abundance. As your body needs food, rest, and other nourishment, your spirit needs to be attended to the same, if not more. When your spiritual foundation is strong, it informs the rest of your body's health and your physical experience. It's from this place that you can build healthy spiritual connections with others, not just superficial or toxic ones. You can heal your spiritual blocks as well as regenerate existing relationships from a place of spiritual well being. Whether you resonate with the word God, Jesus, Allah, Brahma, Sophia, universe, the divine source, consciousness, your higher self, mother, father, spirit, love, the choice is yours and how you want to define this relationship and who you refer to for divine connection. For simplicity's sake, I use God because the word simply makes my heart flutter and with a feeling of awe and humility. The rewards of life and devotion to God are love and inner rapture and the capacity to receive the life of God. Rumi. Every woman that I've coached wants a spiritual connection with their partner. I mean, it's something that makes a relationship feel deeper and more sustaining. Okay. So, when a woman has a relationship with God, she doesn't need a man to fulfill that role that, frankly, only God could, of unconditionally loving her, protecting her, and providing for her against all odds in this earthly realm. This releases that aching neediness for security and comfort because she has access to that wellspring of love within her. She also gains access to her God given gifts and talents, whether it's her ability to heal herself, her intuition, her heart openness, and ability to feel unconditional love. She's connected to her heart's wisdom and desires, her heart being the sacred portal for divine connection. Sadly, women around the world have had a tumultuous relationship with God for a long time. In many religions around the world, the feminine has been desecrated and deemed as inferior, and her body has been considered non sacred and even profane. And I will say that, growing up partially in India, and even seeing, a lot of women out here in America struggle with body issues, eating issues, loathing of the feminine body. I mean, it's like the feminine has kind of been deemed inferior, right? And not as worthy of love from God. And that's just societal programming. It's not true. Actually, from what I know, the opposite is true. Women are actually more connected to the divine because of our sexuality and the supernatural ability of giving birth, our innate wisdom and ability to bring beauty, life, and healing to the world. Women make unbelievable lovers of the divine, which threatens the legitimacy and status quo of the powers that be. So, I invite you to just move into that sacred relationship with the divine, however that feels for you. And you'll see that your spiritual blocks will start clearing up. You'll see more miracles in your life. The seed of unworthiness runs deep for women. This is perhaps my biggest spiritual battle that I fight every day, and it shows up in layers. Even writing this book and the prospect of others reading it is scary, and I'm woefully afraid of being mocked and rejected. At other times, I worry if I'll be provided for in my business simply by being me, or in my partnership with my husband, I become anxious that he'll leave me or lose his desire for me if I don't behave a certain way. So, you know, I struggle with not enoughness, self doubt, right? Those are all struggles that women face. And this, however, what I've found is that the seed of unworthiness has led me to deepening my relationship with God and unraveling the magnificence of who I am. It's a wondrous exploration, one that requires a deepening of my faith and trust and noticing my edges of vulnerability, whether it's in giving, asking, or receiving. It's also led me back to myself, being my first soulmate, my true soulmate to myself, loving myself unconditionally, knowing that to me, I am enough. I only need to love and validate myself, and seeking approval from others is at best misguided and ultimately painful. Having a relationship with a higher power is healing for our psyche on a psychological level because it's the only kind of love that's unwounded and unconditional. When you surrender to that kind of love, you begin to emulate that into your own life. So, you know, I provide a morning ritual for you to do every day, and that's a great spiritual framework to begin with. Um, so what I'm going to offer is, you know, um, the journaling for the spiritual well-being part. Just take a moment today if you can, or when you're going through the book, to do these journaling entries, just to take stock of what your relationship is like with God, and what relationship would you like with this universal intelligence, consciousness, Sophia, Yeshua, however you want to call this supreme energy that's in our life, this intelligence, this divine intelligence that's in our lives that fuels us. Okay. And I'm going to end with a little meditation. I invite you to close your eyes. It's the final meditation that's provided in the spiritual well-being section of the book. Okay. I want you to close your eyes and take an inhale and exhale. Take another inhale and exhale. And I want you to imagine your higher self or God loving you, blessing you. Just feel that love and blessing flowing into your life, your ancestors surrounding you, your spirit guides, your parents, your loved ones, your siblings, your friends, the ones that wish you well. Just imagine them surrounding you, loving you, being blessed by all of them, just for you being you. You are a child of God. You're innocent. You're pure. Sure, you have your flaws, but that's how God made each of us. That way we would need each other. You're flawed, yet you're perfect in your imperfection. You're divine. You're loved and needed. You're whole and complete exactly as you are. Imagine all the times that you've been protected and cared for in your life, feeling gratitude for these moments when you've been saved or protected, loved, cherished, helped, supported, guided. And just feel this sense of love and blessing that's flowing to you, this unconditional love. You can slowly open your eyes. Okay, so we've come to the end of our book club gathering today. Thank you so much for joining. If you couldn't join the live, I send you blessings when you do watch this video. And if you have any comments, please provide comments down below. Please like my video. Please invite others to join this book club. And I look forward to staying connected with you. Take care. Bye.